Hey guys, it's the Items Forum and welcome to this brand new video. So today I'm here with an item showcase of the items which come with the brand new game pack for The Sims 4 called the Vampires game pack. I was lucky enough to receive an early access code, and with that code I've already done a speed build which you can check out on my channel right now. I've built a modern vampire haunted house, which is sort of different from what you'd probably expect, because normally, of course, everyone builds like those huge, crazy, scary mansions, which is really typical for this style. But I thought, you know, I want to try whether I can create something which is modern, but also very scary, fitting the vampire theme. And in this video I'm simply going to showcase all the items which come with this pack, all the build mode, build and buy mode items, so not the create a sim items. And also shortly or quickly, this is the world. You can't really see too much of it because there's some fog. There's the house which I built, but yeah, the new world coming with the pack is called Forgotten Hollow, and yeah, it's quite a small world, but still it's pretty cool to have it, of course, whether you have it or not. A world is always a good addition. So yeah, we've got some new windows. I'm going through it pretty quickly, or at least that's the plan, because otherwise I can imagine that these yeah, quick item showcases normally really take a lot of time, because I tend to talk about all the items for hours and hours, but that's not the plan for today. But here we see yeah, sort of the style already in which everything is, yeah, shaped. Oh, I've actually not seen this floor yet. Why haven't I added this floor in the house? Because this is also the first time in which I see like all the items, or actually I'm looking at like all the items. I've seen very many of them because I've of course used many of them also for the speed build, but apparently I've missed out on a couple of items as well, because I hadn't noticed these new floor textures yet. And the first one is really cool in my opinion, because you can actually use it in like any style of a house, so not just modern, or not just like scary and stuff, but also more realistic, I guess, or at least more modern. So that's cool. We've got 4 fences, which is quite a lot. Yeah, 1 gate. Oh, I should probably make this a little bit longer, because otherwise the gate won't work. Move objects on. There we go. So please let me know in the comments down below what you think of the pack so far. Maybe you can only do that at the end of the video, because only then, of course, you know all the items that come with it. But I can imagine that you've sort of got an impression of it already, and then I'm very curious to hear what you think of it, because yeah, I know that very many of my viewers like modern stuff, or at least build mode related stuff, and that's of course not exactly what this pack is. This pack is really more focused on gameplay, or at least that's what the feeling that I have, and which is just simply true. Of course, for building there are very many items which are coming with the pack, but you might not always use as many of them, or at least I personally won't, because I don't like always build scary houses. But I can imagine that if you do build scary houses a lot, or you like to do so, or you would like to do once, then this is really a good pack. Like I mentioned already, I've done a speed build, so I have actually played around with very many of the items already, and I can tell you that really it is just, there are many items coming with it which really fit the style. I'm just wondering how often I'll sort of use it, because this is not really the style I'm into. But if you are, then this is just really a good pack. We've got 4 new beds, 3 of which are coffins, which I personally find, yeah, I find it, on one hand I find it's like sort of funny, but at the same time it's also sort of dark and strange. But at the same time, I mean, it's hilarious that your Sims can just step into their coffin and sleep for a bit, I guess. Again, 3 chairs, 3 sofas, which is pretty good. Really not that bad. We've got this new counter, which really looks like something we already had, or at least that's what I thought when I saw them. But I could be wrong there, of course. But that's sort of, yeah, I had the feeling that it wasn't really that much new, even though, of course, it is a new one. Then here we've got 2 tables, a very long one and a smaller one for 4 or 6 people. Depends on how many chairs you want to place around it, of course. Then we've got this bathtub slash shower, a bar, which I also haven't actually looked at yet. It's pretty cool. Not for something modern. This one is cool. It's not actually a piano, it's an organ. And these things, what are these? Medium wall hall. I guess that's just what the vampires go through in order to get into the house or something. But like I mentioned in the speed build, which you maybe haven't seen yet, but otherwise I'll just repeat it right now. I don't really know that much about vampires and that sort of stuff, so I'll probably say stupid things about them, or at least say things which aren't true. For instance, that you can maybe turn into a vampire, even though that might not actually be true. But these are all just items which you can add to the walls of your houses. But I personally really like these ones. The spider webs or the cobweb. Yeah, or spider web. I'm not sure if you can call them spider web. Let me know in the comments, because then you just teach me something. But these are really cool to add because they really add like a sort of a scary feel to your house, which is very realistic, of course. This one, it didn't really fit the style, in my opinion. It looks cool, but I'm not too sure if you'd add this in like a vampire house. I mean, this one is more something that I would relate to vampires and scary stuff. So yeah, still, you know, they added something different as well, so that's good. Let me see if there's any different color for the floor. There we go. Then you see that as well. In white, it seems to be pretty cool as well. I mean, you can build quite like a cool monastery or maybe a castle or something like that using those tiles or using that floor style, sort of, I guess. Was with this item. This one is just cool to add above the door. Not in a modern house, of course, but in something which is scary, it is really cool to use. I actually used it in the modern scary house as well, so you can use it. You just have to do your best to make it fit. Oh, I've got to extend the wall again. Come on. There we go. Some new curtains. 3 new curtains. Which actually cause you not to be able to see anything outside anymore, because they seriously close off the entire window. But in old houses it doesn't really matter, I guess. And then this is really cool. You can add these statues on like these things called pedestals. Are they pedestals? I guess they are. And you've also got them like readily made already. But you can also create them yourself. Then we've got headstones. There you go, a couple of them. Also sort of dark, of course, just like those coffins which you can sleep in. This one is really cool in my opinion. I would like to see them do this more often. Actually having like these carpets which you can just place and also make a little bit bigger, and then this thing still works to actually like enlarge it and make it, turn it into something bigger. I just really like the way they did it, and it just works really well, and you are able to just create something more creative, in my opinion. So I really like that. Put on the filter again, there we go. Then we've got this one, that rock, fireplace, small detail item. This is really cool as well for builders, and that's these items which you can use to actually add like greenery to your like build, which I also did in a modern house, and it really adds realism and seriously like it makes your building so much scarier, sort of. So it really works, and yeah, I've just added it very randomly here, but you can really do some cool things with it, in my opinion. Now we've got this, which is, what is it? Okay, it's just a skull of, I guess, a bird. This seems like a heating or radiator. This book, an urn. Is this for children? Yes, it is. And then these candles. We've got quite some lights coming with the pack, but all just things which I will personally not add, or at least I expect that I'll not add them, but I can imagine that people really like the items because they are good items, don't get me wrong, but they're just not really in the style which I normally prefer, sort of. I guess you can imagine that. then we've still got this one, which I forgot to show, and then I guess we're through all of them. So this is what's coming with the pack, which is really pretty good in my opinion. I mean, there are many items, especially for $20, which is what this pack costs. It's also 20 euros and probably like around 16 pounds in England. So that's really not that bad. You get very many items with it, but it really depends on the style which you like for your gameplay and for building, whether this is a pack for you. I personally really had a lot of fun to create sort of a scary build for once, but I'm not too sure how many of these items I will continue using sort of throughout like the upcoming years of The Sims. But still, I really had a blast building a scary house, and probably I will every now and then continue building a scary house. But yeah, it really depends on that, whether you like it or not. But please let me know in the comments what you think of it, whether you like it or not. And don't forget that you can leave a like on this video and also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of these kinds of videos. And then if you would do that, that would really be awesome. But anyways, thank you for watching the video, and I hope to see you back later.